And the U.S. Supreme Court wrapped up its term yesterday, handing down several major decisions that could have a lasting impact across the country. The rulings cover everything from birthright citizenship and federal court power to online age verification and public school curriculum. While supporters call the decisions a win for executive authority and state governments, critics say they could reshape how constitutional rights are protected. And one of the Supreme Court's major rulings allows states to ban transgender athletes from competing on girls' sports teams. The justices found those laws are allowed under the Constitution and federal law. Iowa is among 27 states with some form of a ban. Advocates say the decision is a setback for LGBTQ rights and unfair to the students affected.
The U.S. Supreme Court struck down President Trump's executive order aimed at restricting birthright citizenship. In what was a 6-3 decision, the court upheld the long-standing interpretation of the Constitution that anyone born on U.S. soil is an American citizen, regardless of their parents' immigration status. In the majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that the 14th Amendment extends that promise to every free-born person in this land.
That's a fundamental part of what it means to be American, that we all are treated equally under the law, and that we're all citizens when we're born here. Nothing could be more American.
It's been abused. It's one of those things that was intended to serve a noble and important purpose and has been thwarted and overused and abused. And I will say I'm very disappointed in that outcome.
And to echo what was just said there, while supporters are calling the ruling a victory, you have some Republicans criticizing the decision. President Trump is now urging Congress to end birthright citizenship, calling the ruling, quote, too bad for our country. And here in Iowa, some are welcoming the decision, while immigration advocates say that the debate is far from over. Local 5's J.D. Snover explains why local experts are still calling this a landmark ruling.
For many in the local Latino community,
it's temporary relief.
LULAC's Joe Henry says the ruling lifts some of the anxiety families have been feeling.
This has created a fear amongst those in the Latino community,
especially for those who have built their lives here.
I mean, this is not rocket science.
He says the decision reinforces what many already believe.
We are a country of immigrants. Everybody can trace their families back to coming from another country except for the indigenous community.
And that idea is rooted in the 14th Amendment.
It clearly follows the Civil War. It speaks to and was ratified in part about whether or not the individuals that were formerly enslaved would be citizens of the U.S.
Immigration attorney Benjamin Bergman says the ruling is a major benchmark.
Moving forward, attorneys will say that there are two elements, domiciled here and subject to the jurisdiction of the United States.
He says that second part, being subject to U.S. law, has never really been in doubt.
Because individuals that are not citizens are clearly charged with offenses, have to pay taxes, have to comply with all sorts of laws when they're here.
Instead, Henry says the court made one thing clear moving forward.
That this is not something that's going to change. This is part of the Constitution.
It's now 5:37 and several new Iowa laws just took effect, including changes that could affect your health care. One new law requires anyone seeking an abortion or abortion-inducing medication to first see a doctor in person. Another, known as the Medical Ethics Defense Act, allows health care providers to decline certain care based on their conscience. A third law now requires parental permission before minors can receive vaccines for sexually transmitted diseases, including the HPV vaccine. And if you want a recap of more laws going into effect today, Local 5's digital team has put together a list. Just text LAWS to that number on your screen, 515-457-1026. It'll be sent directly to you.